Hey y'all, it's Amy. This is gonna be tarot. Let's do with a Hierophant here at the bottom. Let's do a message from your higher power or whatever higher power wants to come through with these cards right now. Because I tried to ask and it was like, no, just higher power. So let's see what comes out in this reading. What do we need to hear? What are we discussing? No, I'm a split to the High Priestess. All right, we have the Chariot, the Two of Cups that fell out, and the Sun. The way you interact with people, it brings such a light to those who need it. The way you move through your life is just, you're such a beautiful soul. Even Three of Swords, even in your most painful moments, it's like you don't take your pain out on others, you know? And not to say that like you deal with heartbreak and pain and grief in an unhealthy way. It's just that it's more a healthy way where like you don't allow the things that hurt you to bleed onto others. What else needs to be said? We have the Five of Wands and Judgment. Like, you don't believe this about yourself, though. But I need you to understand. Like, if you are the type of person who questions, am I a good person? Oftentimes you are. Because people who aren't good people don't take the time to self-reflect and ask themselves if they're a good person or not. And even if someone isn't a classical good person, if you're asking yourself these questions, there's something within you that is good, that it wants to be seen, that at least wants to be seen as this reliable person who, like, it's just the word beacon keeps coming to mind with the Sun here, because that, for me, that symbolizes like if I pull that for myself, it's, I see myself as a beacon almost, like where I can, okay, there's a song by Wheelwright called Love Too Much, and verse 2 goes, hold up, going back to the notebook that has become a central part of tonight's readings apparently. But verse 2 of Love Too Much by Wheelwright goes, or that's not verse 2, this is like the bridge. I'm just not meant to be as loved as the love I toss around. Oh, the light that shines the brightest puts no shadow on the ground. And nobody knows its shape because it blinds the ones who look. So it's alone in all its beauty, undefined and overlooked. I believe that's what I am. I'm just the girl that loves too much. And okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's you. You're putting, it's like no one knows. It could be that like nobody knows when you are having a bad day, when like nobody knows when you're sitting here in this grief in your worst days because you shine so bright. It's like almost in a self-sacrificial way, but I'm not getting unhealthy vibes. It's just like, this is just kind of who you are. This is a part of you. It's so natural to you to treat others well that it doesn't even occur to you that if you're having a bad day, you could be mean to somebody. Like backlash, right? Oh, the light that shines the brightest puts no shadow on the ground. But nobody knows its shape because it blinds the ones that look. So it's like, that's kind of the double-edged sword of it all, though. You shine so brightly that you don't take your bad days out on other folks. But how can they soothe you if they don't know you're hurting? So, okay, I think with the High Priestess at the bottom again, you need to find healthy ways to let folks in your life know that you're hurting. You need to find healthy ways to communicate. I love you and I'm so excited for you, but I'm having a really bad day. Is there something you could do to help? Are you willing to listen to me vent? Would you like to go get dinner and margaritas and just like try to improve my mood? It's okay to need the others around, the people around you. Yeah, you can try to lift your own mood, and you probably can. You've probably been doing that a very long time. But you don't have to do it by yourself. We have people around us in our lives because we're a communal species. And if you are feeding into them, they should be comfortable feeding into you. Like, friendship isn't a one-way street, right? If you're willing to listen to them vent about their bad days and to put on their favorite song because you know it'll help them feel better while y'all go to their favorite restaurant to go eat dinner and kind of forget about the world for a minute, they can do the same for you. And they may not do it in the same way you love. They won't love in the same way you love. Like, that's already established. But they have their own way that they can show love to you and support and friendliness and kindness. And you deserve to tap into the resources that they are able to provide because you're such a good friend and a good person to these people. They need the opportunity to return the favor as well. Anything else that needs to be said? 10 of coins. You deserve everything that you give out. And strength. But you have to be an active player in that, okay? You have to take an active role and say, yeah, I do deserve everything I give. And I am deserving of receiving that which I am capable of providing. And then you have to actually be okay receiving. So baby steps if you need. But, you shouldn't have to go through your worst days alone, splitting to the 10 of Wands as I say that. You shouldn't have to carry all your burdens in solitude. You have people around you that you are feeding into. Don't leave them in the dark, split to the moon. Don't leave them in the dark whenever you're hurting, because I'm pretty sure they want to help. They want to know when you're having a bad day so that they can give you what you've given them. We have death here. It's time to end the chapter of self-reliance and move toward communal living. The 6 of Wands there, like victory, but I see it also as like your community celebrating you. Like it's like this guy who's riding a horse back into town and he's being lauded as he comes in, right? It's time to no longer suffer in silence. It's time to suffer publicly. It's not publicly, but it's time to suffer in front of your community so that they can give you what you've given them. Anything else? That's your power. Your power will be found in allowing yourself to be cared for in the same way you care for others. So, I'm going to stop right there. I'm not going to say anything else. You need to sit with I'll say this. You need to sit with yourself, figure out what this message means for you particularly and how you can soften a bit so that your community can come show up for you. For some of you, this will also be a time where you figure out the people that you're feeding into who are incapable of feeding back into you. And then you get to make the decision whether you continue to feed into them, knowing that they can't give it back to you. Like there's some people are physically incapable of returning the love that is given to them for whatever reason. But you get to decide. Do you continue feeding into them, knowing they're incapable of returning it? Or is that a boundary that you want to draw? But yeah, let folks love on you too. Okay, bye.